Good morning. Good morning. It's time to start our day. We are ready to gentle yoga today. We are ready to have gentle yoga. Um, so, what I want us to do is put the blanket over the mat as I'm demonstrating here. You're going to use two blocks. And then, if you have a really long strap, that would be handy to bring in now. If you don't have a long strap, that's fine. So, let's come on over and let's sit up nice and tall. And here you are. So when you come into your seated position, are you using the same position every day? Maybe you want to change it up. I'm going to go from Sukhasana, easy cross-legged pose, to Virasana, where I'm going to be sitting on a block between my heels. My toes are pointing directly back, spreading my toes. My femurs and my shins are absolutely level with my knees, so I can relax a little bit, knowing that I'm nice and safe through that lower body. And then we're just going to lean back a little bit, lean back into your physical structure, into that shell. And today we're just going to do a little gentle rocking. Just gently rocking side to side. Just leaning into the breath here, noticing how it's moving. If you haven't already, go ahead and gently close your eyes and let's turn on that inner gaze, that inward glance. And let's step one. How are you? What's going on today? As always, we want to avoid the judgments of how we are. We want to just really go exploring. How physically are you feeling? How's your belly? How's your head? How's your calves? Like noticing those tiny little details. And I'm still rocking side to side. Perhaps you'll do it with me. Perhaps you'll even take your hands to your heart, just gently holding yourself. So precious. How are you today? How's your knees? How's your hips? How's that lower back and the shoulders? We've been talking all month so far about service, asking ourselves, what does that mean to serve people? What does it feel like to be served? What is that? We've talked about whether service is a volunteer position, whether it's a donation, or it's simply just a way of being. Just serve as a way of being. And as I center right now, I'm asking myself, can I be served from this moment of pause? Just gently rocking myself very softly side to side as I bring my inner gaze into this moment of here and right now, checking in. How am I? How am I right now? And as we continue doing this centering, most all of us are also thinking about the people in our lives that we help or serve as well, or the chores that we have, or the tasks that we need. or the gifts that we want to give. But this is not that. This hour that you hit the mat is wholly yours, seeking to understand yourself and comfort yourself and love yourself fully, filling ourselves up so then we can leave this yoga mat and we have so much boost to serve others. So how are you? I'm going to be quiet here for 8 minutes for 8 breaths. And I just want you to check in just on the physical body. How am I right now? How am I doing? 1 minute, about 8 breaths. Turning that page or pulling back that curtain, let's look at the mind chatter. And as we look at the mind chatter, we're still rocking side to side, maybe even a little bit more, expressing the ribs, articulating side to side. And if it doesn't feel nice for you, you can always skip it. So, what's on your mind? Almost like we're sitting right above that record player. We're sitting right above it. We can see our thoughts circling around, but we're not getting caught by them. We're just observing them. What is that mind chatter for you today? Let's go about 5 or 6 more breaths. And let's go in a little bit further, turning that page, turning that next curtain. What's the breath body doing today? How's it moving? And if you are at a place where you already have your nice rhythm and you want to keep that breathing rhythm going, feel free. If you're just noticing it for the first time this morning, just notice the breath. So in the inner circle work this week, we were talking about sometimes we serve others and they don't want us to serve them, right? We're doing it and they don't even want that. So we were asking this week, in the ways that you serve, are you serving in the ways that the person wants to be served? And so just this pause, this centering that we're doing right now, we're getting the lay of the land, right? The lay of the land for ourselves. How do I need to be served? Maybe I feel like I need to build abdominal muscles. Maybe I feel like I need to stretch my hamstrings. Maybe I'm doing all that shoulding on myself. But what does this physical body want today? We're getting the lay of the land. And in our service work, it's the same thing. What is the need? What is the need that I'm meeting? I forget who says it. Keep that breathing going. But there's that saying that your true dharma is when your greatest pleasure meets the world's greatest need. Your greatest pleasure is meeting the world's greatest need. And that's when you're linked up in that dharma. So we want to know if we're serving, are we serving the need? All right, I'm going to be quiet here for 8 breaths. And we're going to link it up. We're going to take our mind, all that thought chatter, and we're going to focus it on a Samavriti pattern, that equal inhale, equal exhale. We're going to move ourselves into stillness. I'm going to return my hands to the lap, or you could bring your hands into Anjali Mudra prayer. We're going to lean back. We're going to sit up nice and tall, complete stillness, and we're going to start to integrate the breath, the mind, and the body here as we center. What do you need today? 1 minute, please. Starting to create that mantra, that anchoring thought that will keep you on task for what it is you're needing. And when you have it, let's bring our hands to the Anjali Mudra again, thumbs against the heart. Bow the chin to your chest. Repeat your mantra a couple of times. And gently open your eyes. See those fingertips. Remember your promise and release. Beautiful. So we have been working all month on these same poses at little bit varied ways, but pretty much the same structure. And here we are, we're going again. So today, as I said, putting the blanket straight out on the blanket, on the mat, and having a long strap if you have one. If not, and you just have a shorter strap, that's okay. You'll just adjust. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and lie down on our back. A couple of minutes here just to review as we start to bring ourselves into prep. And find the mat, find the shoulders. Are you serving yourself today? What does it feel like to be served a hot cup of coffee or cocoa, served at a restaurant, served with a massage? Like, how does it feel to receive a gift from someone? That's what you're doing right now. This gift for yourself. Feel the back muscles relaxing, and just keep bringing that anchoring thought here and now, here and now, here and now, or whatever it is for you today. Five more breaths. Just come to the moment. Can you feel served by that breath? Lighting yourself up on the inside. Beautiful. All right, our knees are bent, our feet are on the floor. We're going to drop open this right hip. We're going to lock that belly in. So we want to keep that pelvis from rocking side to side. We don't have to be too rigid about it, the thought, but the idea is that we're keeping it level. Now, with this right leg straight out, we're going to push it out, and then we're going to drag it back. The whole time it's that rotation. Open hip, straighten it out, and bring it back. That's all we're doing. You could toss your arms over your head. You could keep them on your heart. And all you're doing is just noticing, what's it feel like to do this? 3, 2, and 1. So nice, right? Go ahead and close that hip. Now put the knees and the feet hip distance apart. We're going to drop this left knee out for a moment. We're not going to use it. And we're going to press that right foot down and lift up off the mat. Notice that my left hip is still on the mat. And then I'm going to roll down one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to lift up, push away, away, away. Lift up, big old stretch here. Oh my goodness, that feels good. And down we go. And again, inhale. And coming down on the exhale. 8 more. Double check that your entire sole of the foot is on the floor. You're keeping that knee safe. You're keeping those shins and femurs lined up on that kneecap. And of course, if there's anything that's not serving you, guess what? You don't do it, right? You don't do it. Because as soon as we do something that's got that feeling, it's no longer service. Inhale up. Exhale from top to bottom. Roll it back down. About 4 more, I think. Two more. Really use this. Let this serve you. Don't just do it. Really use it. What the heck is happening here? And beautiful. Come back down, down, down. Bring both knees back to center. Make any adjustments back to how we were in that first stage. Hands down by the sides, balanced in our hips and shoulders, and just receive 5 breaths. From nose to navel on the inhale, from navel to nose on the exhale. Such good care of yourself. All righty, switching sides. Drop that left hip open. And about 12 times again, we're going to straighten it. Keep that external hip opener. Keep that open hip and drag it up. Feeling that motion is lotion, juicing up the knees and the hip. Starting to turn on that inner fire with the belly. A gentle approach, right? A gentle approach. Last one or two. And when it's complete, bring that knee back, go back to that center position where everything is back to balance. And then we're going to drop that right leg out again and we're going to push up. Inhale and exhale. Lower, 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 lower. So we're just lifting up that left side. The right side is down, pushing the earth away with the big toe, the pinky toe, the heel. And on the exhale, we're coming back down. 10 more. Simpler times. Simple, simple, simple. What are you doing right now? Nothing. I'm just noticing myself. Lift up my bottom and put it back down. That's about it. There's no worry I'm doing it wrong. I'm just noticing myself moving. One inhale, I lift. The next exhale, I lower. About 5 more. Two more. Last one. So nice. And gently, gently, gently come on back down. Yogi choice here. Once you get into your neutral position, stay here and enjoy it. Or maybe you want to bring those knees to the chest. Let's not do happy baby right now. We're still going to have those hips closed, keeping them closed on this round. So we're hugging those knees to the chest, perhaps keeping the ankles equal distance away and focusing as you're hugging those knees to the chest, or you're not, okay, either way. We're trying to focus on pushing the tip of our tailbone to the mat. So naturally, it wants to turn to the ceiling, but we want to keep it nice and neutral. So we're anchoring the tailbone towards the mat as we're hugging those knees in. 5 breaths. Or you're not doing it and you're keeping the feet on the floor. Hugging those knees and pulling that tailbone down. All right, everybody bring your knees in. We're going to keep the seed pose. We still have the knees hip distance, hands on the kneecaps, and we're going to push one knee forward where the elbow straightens and then the other knee. And we're just going to pedal it out here. As you're doing this, you're watching yourself push that tailbone to the floor. Now, those of you who've done these classes, you remember the ab work we've done where we've been on blocks and we've tried not to fall into the ocean, or we've put ourselves on the blanket. I want you to imagine that you're on something right now. You're on a little balance beam. So you really have to use that belly lock so you don't fall and get eaten by those crocodiles, right? and you're just pedaling out those knees. Your tailbone is pushing to the floor, and your belly lock is hugging in so that you're staying right on that balance beam. 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful. Put the feet back on the mat, and we're going to take our left leg to the sky. Open the hip and close. External rotation and close. And open and close. 2 more. Open and close. Open it up. Go ahead and put that ankle on the thigh and push both legs away. We worked on it with our blocks. If you feel like your arms are too short, you're going to go ahead and push those thighs with the blocks. If you don't need it, you don't need it. Some of you can work a little deeper where you can hug that hand on the shin of the right leg or the right thigh. Working deeper still, maybe you'll go all the way up and grab the foot. Primary focuses, the left toes are turned to that kneecap. Remember, we want to keep ourselves safe. We want to keep ourselves in integrity, or it's no longer serving us. If I'm doing a pose and I'm losing all the integrity of the alignment, then I'm doing what? It's not yoga. So double check that you're keeping your integrity and you're not chasing a deeper level that you're not ready for. Okay, tailbone to the floor. Very challenging. Do you want to leave the pose? Are you uncomfortable and you don't want to stay? Like, what is the chatter in your mind? And you're just going to drop and say, I surrender to this pose. I'm diving in. I'm all in. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but I can find some peace here. And go look for it. 3 or 4 more breaths. Is it through the neck and shoulder muscles that you can relax? Is it through the breath that you can take in deeper? Where could you find a little more peace? Okie dokie. You ready? We're going to take our right leg back down. And now we're going to open this left leg. We're going to bring that knee back in, and we're going to interlace our fingers behind the thigh, or we're going to grab our foot with our knee bent. Okay. So again, you're grabbing the thigh or you're grabbing the toes with the knee bent. Some of us will straighten that other leg. Okay. Are the toes on your left leg looking at the kneecap? And here we go. The inner thigh on this right leg is moving to the floor, and we're pushing the pedal. We've talked about the pedal last week. We're pushing a pedal with our right big toe. So in other words, we're lining up Tadasana, mountain, on this other side. Okay, here we go. Who's ready? This is fun. 8 breaths. You're probably shaking. You're probably quivering. You're probably wanting to get out of this pose as quickly as possible, but that's not the work. Remember, the yoga, true yoga is the mind. So you're working on the mind flexibility right now, not the hamstrings. The hamstrings are the tool to see the crazy in the mind. Chatter away, but just keep diving below. Look for the peace. Make peace with the discomfort. One more deep breath, please. And we'll bring our right knee to bend and we'll put our left foot back on the floor. And we're just going to maybe shake out any tension in the hands and windshield wiper your legs side to side. So I've said this before, but just a reminder, if anyone here is new, part of yoga, as I said, it's for the mind, right? That's what we're doing, is we're learning who we are and how we show up. It's a path of wellness to see ourselves clearly, to be what we call self-realized. So you get to see how you think, you get to see how you talk about yourself, you get to see where you hold tension, you get to see how you show up out there by how you show up on here. That's yoga. So in that, while you're here, things happen. You'll pass gas, you'll want to cry, you'll get the giggles. Energy is moving. So just notice the energy that moves up. Maybe you get a gas bubble. Maybe you just remember something that really makes you angry. Maybe you feel like crying and you feel really vulnerable. Maybe you start to feel anxious when you're holding a pose and you want to quit. That's the mirror of yoga. That's the magic. So when you get to those places that are uncomfortable, it's almost like the battle, right? It's the broadsword battle with the big monster that you have to slay in order for you to get to the springtime picnic on the other side of the mountain. And that's what we're doing here. So just if you're feeling that come up as we move, because hamstrings are a great area for that all to chatter, that's the work. That's the work. And I'm always here if you want to email me or chat about it. You're not alone, but I just want to bring it in because it is something that happens. And it's what I love about yoga. I like the idea that I'm cleaning out these bodies, physical body, mental body, emotional body, opening my spiritual body so that I can access that bliss body, right? Okay. We probably should do the second side. Let's do that. All right. Taking your right leg up, we're going to open and we're going to close. Open and close. So this physical body is your car. It's the vehicle you drive through the life. So we're just looking at how this old car is running, right? Just cleaning it up, moving some energy, scraping off some of that rust, giving you a shiny paint, maybe a little racing stripe, a little cushy steering wheel, give you a little bling. Okay. Here we go. Open it up. Go ahead and put that ankle on the thigh. Fire up those toes. Remember, that's how you serve yourself, is you keep the line of integrity. Holding here if you want to, pushing your legs away. And bringing both knees in, maybe interlacing behind that thigh. Again, maybe reaching all the way up to the sky. And then turning that tailbone down to the floor. It wants to turn to the tailbone to the sky, but the focus here is how do I plant that tailbone, that sacrum, back to the mat? How do I sit with my uncomfortableness? How do I find peace here? Another way to say it is, what's real? Is this tension in my body me, or am I more than this? Is there a space beyond this physical stress and strain where I can just watch it relax? Surrender, let go, quit, stop. You don't have to fight this. Just breathe and let go. One more deep, nourishing of service breath. Serve yourself that yumminess. Receive it. And then gently bringing that leg back down, uncross that other leg, hug the belly in, go back to the idea that you're on that balance beam, and we're going to pedal out those knees again. Ankles and knees are hip distance apart. You're really plugging that belly lock in. Your hands are on the kneecaps, and you're pushing one knee away till the elbow straightens, and then you're bringing the other knee in. I hope you've noticed that I haven't lifted my head at all. My neck and shoulders and face are all very relaxed. I'm really asking my belly to do this powerful work instead of the muscles of my neck. All righty, here we go. Take your left leg on the floor, hug that left knee in. No, right knee in, left leg on the floor. Some of you will be able to straighten that leg. Some of you will be able to bend that knee and grab the foot. The second leg, this left leg, we're pushing the pedal down with the right big toe. We worked on this last week. How do I really push my big toe forward and my inner thigh down? We've explored this sequence on our other side, right? We've done it standing, and now we're doing it on our back. So if we were to flip ourselves over, we would be in a nice low lunge or a high lunge. All right, go exploring, go get to know yourself a little bit, okay? Have some fun here. 12 breaths. Who the heck are you right now? Go check it out. Three more deep breaths, please. And very nice, dragging that left leg back to bend, returning that right leg to the floor, making any adjustments in the torso that makes you level, and then bringing knees in into happy baby. So go ahead and open those hips if you'd like to, grabbing whatever you can reach. You could have knees straight or bent. And if happy baby does not make you happy, then you need to do something different. If happy baby is not happy for you, do something different. If you're looking behind you and you're crunching your neck, then take your legs farther away and grab the thighs. If you feel like your belly is in the way, you could open your legs, or you could do one at a time. Can you smile? Can you enjoy it? That's the key. Can you be served by this hip opener? About 4 more breaths. All righty. We're going to take our knees together and we're going to gently just roll off to the side. Pause for a moment. Let yourself receive this little turn. And then we're going to come on up. Come on up. Okie doke. We're going to take one block and we're going to take a strap. We're going to open the strap about 3/4 of your leg. If your hamstrings are pretty flexible, you'll probably have a smaller loop. You can make your adjustments, but we're going to do something fun. So you want to make sure that you have something secure. So if your hamstrings are not really open, then do it from like ankle to mid thigh. That's how long your loop is. But if you're feeling a little bit more flexible, then maybe it'll be smaller. All right. I'm going to give you a minute here to get situated. Beautiful. Okay. Here we are. We're in a Dandasana pose, a staff pose. Again, if I were to flip myself over, I would be in downward dog, right? We have all these positions in different ways that we can do it. So we're going to explore. We're going to drive our left heel in. Our left heel in. My belly is now looking over here. So I'm going to slide my left hip back so that I'm looking straight forward. We've been working on this pose several times throughout the month. And I'm going to just let my leg relax. I'm going to take a big old inhale. I'm going to get my spine as long as possible. And I'm going to exhale, just leaning over this leg. We're not going to have a long hold here. The bottom half is really relaxed. And I'm focusing on how long can I bring my front body and my back body. Now, as you continue to just check in here, again, letting the bottom half be very relaxed. Do you remember the work we did last week with our broom, where we really were trying to track out our middle section, our rib cage, our shoulder girdle? If you don't remember that or you didn't get to those classes, don't worry about it. But the focus here is, how do I keep my thoracic spine, my middle body, balanced in the front and back sides? Okay, that's the focus. I'm not worried about the bottom half of me. I want to focus on the integrity of my spine. I can wiggle my toes here, just reminding myself of what's going on deeply. I just keep lengthening middle back, middle back, middle back. Beautiful. And come on up. I have to say, guys, I love teaching this month. Having it time to build these poses is so fun. I love it. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. It's just the time to really explore the stories of each of these poses. Such a treat. Okay, so now we're going to fire it up. I want you just to watch me do this, and then you're going to do it. So just watch. And I'm going to speed dial it so that we don't take up time. So first I'm going to take this. Da, 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 da. I'm going to take my big old long strap. Da, 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 da. I'm going to lasso this down, and I'm going to stay here and enjoy this for a good long time. Da, 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 da. Okay, and I'll talk you through it. And then I'm going to press, 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 strong core, strong core, strong core, back up to this. Okay, how fun is that? All right, here we go. So our left heel is out. We're going to put a block there. And if you put the strap in the middle of the block, it's going to be a lot less wobbly. The point of the block is for you to notice the tracking of your foot. Are you pushing uneven? Is your block really wobbly? All right, we want to keep our elbows straight. Our elbows straight. And if you need a block under this other leg, feel it. Find that little bit of a twist and find that thoracic spine again. Big inhale. Push that left thigh bone down. Exhale. Start to walk yourself forward. If you don't need the strap and you can grab the block, feel free to just work it like that. 8 breaths. The work right now is the middle spine. We already know what to do with the leg. We already know the toe has to be looking at the kneecap. We already know that the quadriceps have to be pulled up. We already know that the top of that thigh bone has to be 20,000 pounds dropping to the mat. This week, we are focusing on lifting the ribs in the front and the back out of the pelvis. How straight can I make my spine? So these hamstring stretches feel like primary focuses, but the hamstring stretches are for our back. So this week we're looking at the rib cage here. We're looking at this middle spine. Bow to yourself. Bow to this getting to know you. Serve yourself. Two more deep breaths. And gently come on up. Okay, so grab a hold of your strap. Make sure it's in the middle there. And if you're using a cork or a heavy block, please don't do this. Be careful. And we're going to take ourselves back. Again, maybe you'll straighten this right leg, pushing the pedal with both big toes. Now, I want to ask you a question. So what if you knew that me, your teacher, Kim, that I don't take care of myself? How would you feel if I was teaching yoga classes to you and I wasn't sleeping well and I wasn't taking care of my health and fitness and I was feeling just tons of resentment about being here? Like, you wouldn't want me to do it. You'd say, go take care of yourself, Kim, right? You wouldn't want me to show up for you if I wasn't taking care of myself. You want me happy and healthy and joyful. You want me full, right? That's how your loved ones want you. And so we think of the self-care as being selfish, but it's a way for us to truly be of service is when we take care of ourselves first. So as we're here, as I start to be quiet now, I want you to really dive in. I have to take care of myself. It's the most loving thing I can do for my community, for my family, for my work. Here we go. All right. Now, if you feel pretty advanced, and advanced means like today, then maybe you're going to try to sit up. Maybe you'll need 2 little pedals like I did. Okay. And if that doesn't feel nice for your neck or shoulders, then just skip it. All right. Let's switch a Ruby. Let's take our first round where we're going to take our Janu Shirshasana with the right leg out. And we're going to turn our belly so it's facing that right leg. We're going to let that leg drop, completely relax. Big, long spine, noticing thoracic spine. And exhale, start to tip yourself over. Just a quick how do you do, just to check in on that lengthening and that tractioning through that lower back. How relaxed can my leg be? Can I totally relax my leg? The more I relax my leg, the more attention I can give to pulling my middle spine longer. Hmm. Wiggle your toes, remembering where you are here. And gently come on up and fire it up. If you feel that self-care is something that's just on your radar for like a new thing where you're not really good at it quite yet, the easiest way to start building it in your life is to start bookending your day in the morning and at night before bed, bringing those moments of self-care. And that way, you know it's coming later and you're starting off fresh. Be a good little morning rituals, little evening rituals. All right, here we go. Long, healthy spine. Push that pedal and exhale. Start to walk yourself out. If you don't need the strap, grab the block. Again, the focus here, you know already what's happening in the leg. We are tractioning our middle spine. Sitting in the fire, sitting in the uncomfortableness. See if you can float to the past, to the part that's past it. Battle the broadsword fight and then get to that picnic lunch. One more deep, deep, deep breath. All right, fancy pants here. Let's tip ourselves over nice and strong. Straighten that other leg if you want to. And surrender, quit, let go, pushing through big toes. We have both legs fired up, but there's a comfort there too. Tailbone on the mat, balanced in the shoulders, relaxed in the fingers. 3 or 4 more breaths. And your choice. You can come right into happy baby or to balance yourself out. See if you can kick back up if you did it last time and let all the props go. Rolling back down to the mat. Anything goes here, whatever you want to do. To finish up today, we're going to do a couple of bridges just to track out that neck a little bit. Walk your shoulders in and down towards your spine, down towards your hips, and just lift up the hips and then lower down. And then lift up the pelvis, tailbone leading, and then one vertebra at a time from top to bottom, come down. Kind of like what we were doing when we were lifting one side at a time. We're just trying to move the spine like a pearl necklace. You could do whatever you want with your arms, whatever feels really nice for you. About 3 more times. 2. And here we go. Let's take it all the way up to bridge. Hold it there now. Walk your fingers and interlace them if you want to. Take your hands to your lower back if you want to. Grab the mat, whatever you want to do. Pushing the pedals down with those big toes. Outer heels are dropping out. Belly lock is on. Curve of the neck is lifted. Easy peasy. 5 breaths. What do you feel right now? Nurtured, loved, understood, connected? Do you feel accomplished? You did something hard? Whatever it is, notice what you're feeling. And then when it's time, come down, 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 all the way down. And we'll just windshield wiper those knees. Taking your hands back to your heart, holding your heart. Sometimes I like to use the mantra, I got you. I got you. Meaning, I got my own care. I don't need someone else or something else to be okay. I got it. I got you. So use a mantra that works for you. I got you. 3 more deep breaths. And we got you too. We got you too. So starting now to move into that stillness. Finding a position that feels really nurturing for you. As you settle in to this final posture where you can soak it in. Moving into that stillness. Gently closing your eyes, relaxing the tongue, the throat, the muscles of the scalp. What does it feel like to be served? Let yourself float there. Taking the next 5 to 7 minutes to really absorb this work that we've done. Really challenge yourself to hang tight and let the body, mind, spirit process this work. Really important final pose. All right, as always, it is such my gift and pleasure to serve you. I am so grateful that I can do this with my own Dharma. Thank you so much for keeping your light on and for coming to the mat with us. It does matter. Deep bows to you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time. Namaste.